I remember that first trip we took to America.
Das, what day is it?
Today's sales game in Orlando. We were having a ball. We were like, wow, we're headed to Orlando to play the sales game.
I don't know about you, dude. I'm pretty pumped. I'm pumped. It's gonna be a good day.
And again, this same thing happened when we were in America. People heard about the sales game that these Aussies guys do.
The sales game's legit. It was freaking epic, dude.
Sales game was awesome. It was one of the best things that I've ever experienced in my entire life when it comes to sales training, hands down.
And it's just like the word of the game just filtered everywhere rapidly. Might have helped that we had some Aussie accents in amongst, some gross Aussie accents in amongst the Americans. But I don't think that was it. Honestly, I think the sales game and the concept of it so rapidly caught people's attention, and so rapidly people were intrigued and curious. And I remember we had the conversation. I said, Steve, people want this. It's going crazy, but we can't fly to America every 20 days. Number one, that's probably illegal. Number two, you need like visas and stuff for that. And number three, we just couldn't do it energetically wise. We'd be burned out after 6 months, you know, and what a shame. This phenomenal product that's been created through us, and now we're not even going to be healthy enough to train it because we'll be doing stopovers in Singapore every 2 weeks, you know?
It's not possible. I remember saying that to you. I was like, this is great. This is blowing up.
Yeah.
I don't think we can run this any other way but travel.
Yes.
I remember that conversation.
It was a moment of like, oh, well, okay, we'll just keep going then. Like,
we'll keep doing what we're doing.
Figure it out, because we were on a high with it. Like, we're like, yeah, it'll be good. And then, of course,
China has identified the cause of the mysterious pneumonia outbreak in Wuhan city, and it's from the same family that caused the deadly SARS epidemic 17 years ago. It's a new type of coronavirus.
I remember first feeling the effects of it was we had the sales game and we were about to run it in New Zealand, in the South Island of New Zealand.
Second time in New Zealand.
We were second time we're going to fly to New Zealand to run it. And then I remember I was out for dinner at a 30th birthday party, good friend of mine, good mentor of mine. And I got the message from you saying, dude, we're not leaving tomorrow morning. The airports are shut.
Game over.
No, they're not letting anyone through in any borders. We're not going.
And Chicago got cancelled.
Yes, that didn't go ahead. So then Boston that we were meant to run, that won't go ahead. We won't be going back to Orlando to run it for any reason. Like, all of that got cancelled.
All the plans.
And as we speak right now, is still cancelled. People don't know when that will be happening again. And COVID for us, initially, it took to what seemed to us like some of the grandest plans we'd ever had.
So much momentum.
And just put one big red line through all of it, unapologetically. You know, it's not like COVID said, but it's okay because we can guarantee. It's like COVID just like, nah.
Not happening.
Just not happening. Don't know when you can, don't care if you can, just nah. And at that moment, we had two choices to make. The first was to go, oh, well, looks like COVID, they're thinking it'll be all back to normal within like 6 or 7 months. Let's just take it easy, wait it out, do what we can. Or the second option that we had was to look at each other and go, well, we said this couldn't be run virtually, but what if we asked a different question? What if we posed the question to ourselves? What if we had to make this work virtually? What would we do?
I had the pleasure of convening with these lads, which was basically, hey, there's this really crazy thing happening. Let's all jump on a call and brainstorm. And I can't remember which one of you said it, but someone said, no, we can't take the sales game virtual. And then the other person goes, wait, why not?
Yeah, that's what I said.
And then we were like, yeah, actually, why not? And then within 30 seconds, Steve's like,
we had the idea for it.
Yeah, and it was on like Donkey Kong.
And then from there, the sales game virtual was created. The current edition of it that used to be an in-person event mainly, but overall now the virtual edition of this is
so much better.
Jaw-droppingly. It's almost like we went from content to the sales game and we're like, whoa, look at the difference. And now we've gone sales game offline to sales game virtual. And it's like the virtual one is something, I'm going to say jaw-droppingly powerful for sure. That's just a sales guy selling it though. The more vulnerable part of me wants to look at it and go, that is the most proud I am personally of anything we've ever created, of the work that we had to put in during COVID to create the Sales Game Virtual.